Hi guys, welcome to GrammatiX. Those who are watching it for the first time, please do like, share and subscribe channel and don't forget to hit the bell icon. So welcome to an English grammar class. Today we are going to see the topic subject-verb agreement. Now what do you mean by subject-verb agreement? That means it's an agreement between the subject and the verb. Now how it comes to that? It means that the subject and the verb in a sentence must agree in number. Number means singular, plural. So the verb that we have to put, it depends upon the subject. So they are in agreement. That's what we are going to do today. So before that, I would just like to mention a singular verb and a plural verb. Now what do you mean by a singular verb and a plural verb? So see, it's walk, walks. So most properly in some of them it is different, but when you see an S there, it is a singular verb. And obviously this will become a plural verb. Now this is what you need to know before going on to some of the agreements between the subject and the verb. Now moving on to the rules about the subject-verb agreement. The first rule says that a singular subject always takes a singular verb and a plural subject always take a plural verb. For example, if you are using a singular subject, a dog barks. So dog is singular, barks is singular. So a singular subject takes a singular verb. A plural subject, if you are taking the same thing, dogs bark. Here dogs is plural, bark is also plural. So singular subject, singular verb, plural subject, plural verb. This is the first rule. Moving on to the second rule. The second rule says that in a sentence, when a subject has two or more nouns or pronouns, we use a plural verb. That means in a sentence, if there are two or more nouns or pronouns, we use a plural verb. For example, if I am giving you an example, Ram and Shyam are in the class. So Ram and Shyam, this is the subject, it has two nouns, so the verb will be in plural form. This is what the second rule says, and we are moving on to the third rule. The third point says that in a sentence when two or more singular nouns or pronouns are joined by the word or, we have to use a singular verb. For example, the girl or her brother is at home. The girl or her brother is at home. Here you have two nouns here. So we will be using a singular verb because they are singular nouns. Now the fourth point says that in a sentence, if two or more nouns are joined by or, the verb will agree with the noun that is closer to it. Okay. Two or more nouns are joined by or, the verb will agree with the subject closer to the verb. For example, you can just see the same example here. The girl or her brothers are at home. Now your example is the girl or her brothers are at home. So here your subject is the girl or her brothers. Here you have two nouns here. Now the verb will agree with the subject that is closer to it. So it's brothers, it is plural, so you will be getting are. So these are your 2 points, third and the fourth point. Moving on to the fifth point. The fifth point says that if a phrase comes between the subject and the verb agrees with the subject. It doesn't agree with the noun that is coming in the phrase. So you have to be very careful about that. That is, if a phrase comes between the subject and the verb agrees with the subject and not the noun in the phrase. For example, the captain Now in this sentence, the captain as well as his teammates plays well. Now this is the phrase that is included there. So what you need there to put on the verb, you have to see the captain. Since the captain is singular, you will be getting plays there. You should not look at this teammates. Okay, you have to see the captain. So in a sentence, when you have a phrase in between a subject and the verb agrees with the subject and not with the noun in the phrase. That is your fifth point. Now what your sixth point says that these certain words, each, either, neither, everyone, everybody, someone, somebody, anyone, anybody, these types of words will always have a singular verb. So everyone is present. So this is. So these words always take a singular verb. Moving on to the seventh point. The seventh point says that in sentences beginning with there is or there are, okay, the subject follows the verb. So the subject agrees with the verb here. In sentences beginning with there is, there are, the subject follows the verb, so the subject agrees with the verb. For example, there is a cat on the table. Okay, so there is. So since it is singular here, you will be having a singular subject. Similarly, there are cats under the table. Here also the same thing. There are. So it is plural. So you will be getting a plural subject. So this is your seventh point. Moving on to the eighth point, that's about collective nouns. If the subject is a collective noun, if it is taken as a unit, it is considered singular and you will be having a singular verb. If it means a number of individuals, if you take it separately, it will be having a plural verb. So a collective noun takes both the singular verb and the plural verb together. The crew, the crew is preparing to land. So this is your subject. It is a collective noun. So you can use is or you can use are. Both are correct here. It depends upon how we take that. You can use both the verbs is or are together with the collective noun. So this is what we studied in subject verb agreement today. This is all for today, guys. Thank you and bye.